if this team doesn't work out, there's no future for the
Yeah,
Dolphins for a
yeah.
long time.
Hey, yo, what's good, Phin Nation? What's going on? Welcome back to the number one show for the Miami Dolphins here at FAU. Fin 10 gets your boy Esteban Big Whopper Rodriguez.
I'm Alfredo, still the leader of two and on.
And it's your boy Ant, not the truth no more.
Not the truth, bro. But we're going to be honest, man. Dolphins are struggling right now, all right, to get into the playoffs. I mean, we were 8-3 just last month. And now we're back at 8-7, struggling to get the seventh seed of the playoffs because the Chargers just clinched the sixth.
Yep, we were talking about winning the conference a couple of weeks ago. Talking about the possibility of winning the division for the first time since 2008, and now we're praying that we can get a playoff spot. I still think we're in a good position. I think we're going to make it, but this is such an awful situation to be in, considering where we were just 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, I agree 100%. It's just how good we started the season that month after Tua got hurt and he came back that we just looked like one of the best teams in the league. And now, yeah, like you said, we're struggling to make it in the playoffs and four straight losses. It doesn't feel good, man.
I mean, and speaking of Tua's concussion, he's back on concussion protocol. Just like a couple
Yeah.
days ago or yesterday, it just got out that he's back in concussion protocol, and Mike McDaniel said he doubts that he's gonna play. So we might not even get to see Tua play next week.
Yeah, I was gonna say the only reason I introduced myself as still the leader of two and on was because I saw the hit. I saw he was concussed, and I'm not trying to make excuses or scapegoat concussions for him because I don't do that. But I do think the reason he threw those picks and made those poor decisions was because he was concussed. Because we were up 20-10 at the time of the hit, and I don't think it's a coincidence that we didn't score afterwards. So yeah, it's awful. You know, obviously, Tua's health is the main concern for him as a fellow human being. You know, I don't want him to rush back onto being on the field if he's gonna jeopardize his health. But yeah, it sucks, you know, for him to be on there again. And we know how this team looks when he's not firing and healthy, so it's a big concern.
Nah. I'm not
Yeah,
giving
I've
it
been
to
seeing.
Tua. I mean, look, the first time he was concussed, he still was able to pull back a win against the Buffalo Bills. All right. So I'm not excusing these concussions. Like, I mean,
Nah,
yes,
but that was the first of three though.
still, bro, like he was still able to pull off a win up against one of the toughest teams in the NFL, and he's playing against the Packers at home this time on Christmas Day through three straight interceptions. May God bless him and that he recovers healthy. But geez, how many times are we gonna let this guy off the hook for not giving a terrible performance because we know how good he can play?
No,
Yeah, I've
I
been seeing
listen.
things that he might not play the rest of the season. I don't know if you guys have seen that. That's worrisome to me because if he's not playing, we know that this team could definitely miss the playoffs.
Okay, but I get what you're saying, that's the one. But consider where we were at the time of the hit, at the time that he hit his head, up 10, and Tua was balling, already over 200 yards on like what, six completions or something. Like I I don't want to make excuses for him. I really don't. I'm not gonna lie because at the time of the pick, I was unaware of the concussions, and I was fully on the like that was it for Tua in Miami trade. You know, I don't like he played well up to that point, but if he can't get it done in December when it matters, then I don't think he's the guy for us. However, considering what happened before those picks, I think it's really harsh to say that it had nothing to do with it.
I mean, yeah, but he still showed that he could play through injuries. I mean, he'll play until literally he's getting wheeled off the field. All right. Like that guy has so much heart. And then the fact that he was just playing like not Tua, like not the Tua we've seen all season, the past four games, except for maybe the Buffalo Bills second time. All right. It's still like we can't really give it to him. I mean, I didn't even know. I'm gonna be honest. Watching the game, I didn't know he was concussed. He got sacked, he got hit a little bit. I'm like, all right, he's fine because he didn't like wobble or anything. And then Like the other day, I get the news that he's in concussion protocol. I'm like, no way, man. So are we really gonna let like give excuses now for his performance? I mean, 3 straight picks, back-to-back drives that were very important for that win.
Yeah, did you see the hit though? He got his legs
I'm
taken out, and the back of the head hit the turf again. It was the same exact way he hit his head against the Bengals. This one just wasn't coming after 4 days of the original hit.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I must have been opening presents or something because I didn't really see it to the full extent.
Yeah, that's the only reason I'm not absolutely dragging him through the mud right now because that was awful. That was the lowest point I've hit as a Dolphins fan ever. And I've been watching this team since I was 10, you know, like we've had 0-7 starts before. We had seasons, we had a couple 6-10 seasons. You know, we had the tanking season where we started awful, but this was a new low for me. But the whole concussion thing, it painted this in a new light for me. Like I think it's really harsh to put this all on him just being bad because before that, Tua was slinging and he looked like the Tua we saw in the first 9 starts of the season.
Yeah, I kind of agree with both of you. I think that in this game, like Alfredo is saying, that he was playing really well until that point. But to Esteban's point, like these last 4 games, this 4 game losing streak, it's been a lot of the games on him, and he wasn't injured in those games as far as we know. So I see both sides
That's
of
true.
it. You know, his accuracy has just been off since we've come back from the bye week, really. And I look back to that first game from the bye week, the Texans game, where he ended up getting pulled when we were up 30-0, and because he kept getting hit. And I don't know if any of those hits affected him, and they just kept it away from the media or whatever. But he hasn't looked the same, and these games have really been on him. This last game, if he's concussed, you know, you give him a pass, you hope he recovers. But it was unacceptable in the moment. It was. I'm sure every Dolphin fan felt the same about Tua when that third pick finally happened and the game was over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this gave me flashbacks of that Tennessee game last year, where we're going in eight
Yeah,
and seven, needing a big win and a big win to solidify us in the playoff race, and it just takes us out the most disheartening
we
way
got
ever.
blown out. Yeah,
Yeah, but
Yeah, man.
it's awful, man. I texted you guys at the moment that I was done
yeah,
with him. I was done with him. You guys know that's my guy. That I was done with him. But all of this coming out, I think it's completely unfair because I've seen in other sports as well. Players get concussed mid game and don't get it diagnosed until after. And you know, then it ends up, you know, that they made really bad decisions in the game. I don't want to bring another soccer example into this. It kind of reminds me of I doubt any of you guys know this, but Karius, the goalkeeper for Liverpool, got concussed against Real Madrid and then made 2 awful mistakes in the Champions League final. And then people realized he got hit in the head earlier. So that's what this reminded me of. That's why I'm not completely off the Tua train yet. And on top of that, I'm just gonna support my guy. You know, the guy in the Dolphins jersey under center is I'm gonna ride for him no matter what.
I feel like everyone is. I mean, everyone's
Yeah,
pulling for Tua to come safety, whether you're a Dolphins fan or not. Is because it's just the premise of being a human being. You know, you don't want to see anyone get really hurt like that, or especially someone that was just on the come up of their career, and then for something to happen like this throughout the season, it's just heartbreaking. So
yeah,
yes, I know I can show a little bit of tough love, but we're like hopefully we can get back on to like the way he was going on his back to his trajectory
yeah,
and can be what the Dolphins have been looking for such a long time.
yeah. And I will say, there's absolutely zero reason to rush him back against the Patriots because I know what we saw out of Teddy and Skyler, and I know it wasn't convincing, but there's no reason we should need or there's no reason we shouldn't beat the Patriots with Teddy as a starting quarterback if he's ready to go. If not, I still think Skyler can get it done. Honestly, started really well against the Vikings when he did play.
I mean, but
I
Skyler couldn't get it done against the Jets. And like we know the Jets are a different team, but we didn't know that going into that Jets team. I feel like that game against Miami was the first time that people realized, oh man, this Jets team is different. Sauce Gardner, they have a good defense, they have a good offense. Right now, I think the only thing yeah, keeping the Jets away from the playoffs is their quarterback situation. Anyways,
Yeah,
we're not talking about the Jets this time. We're talking about the Patriots. we own the Patriots. All right. If we lose to the Patriots this season, I mean this game, this time, it's over for us. I mean, we need this win to go into the we need this win to get into the playoffs, to clinch, and the Jets to
Yeah.
lose.
No, it's gonna get nasty if we fall out of playoff contention after losing to the Patriots, man. It's absolutely inexcusable, regardless of who starts at quarterback. Like these rivalry games, I feel like have more than just you know playoff stakes and all that. I think it has to come down to this being a division rival and not letting them get one over you. So yeah, it's a big matchup, and I'm telling you, this result is gonna be really nasty in Miami if we end up losing this one.
That's the main thing I'm scared of is just the division aspect of it that we always it's usually us trying to beat the Patriots when we're already out of contention and they're still like having playoff hopes. But I think that Bill Belichick he was gonna do everything in his power to make sure that our road to the playoffs is as hard as it can be. So that's what worries me about this game. I think the Patriots, despite them not being able to make the playoffs, they're still gonna try their hardest just because of the team that they're playing and I don't know. They haven't looked good, but they've also had some heartbreaking losses that could have gone either way. I don't know if you guys saw the end of last week's game, and then 2 weeks ago against the Raiders, that was just
Yeah,
insane. So it's gonna be. I don't think I don't like our chances with Skyler and Teddy, but I like you said, I think they can get it done. I'd much rather have Tua out there, but it's all gonna
yeah,
depend on his health.
I agree. I think well, yeah, like you said, our chances aren't as good with Skyler and Teddy, and I think that's a testament to Tua. Really, anybody says that any half decent quarterback can put up his numbers with Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill creating space the way they do, but it's just not true in my opinion. But I still think we should be able to get it done with them, regardless.
So what are we thinking? What are our predictions, huh?
This is gonna be a dogfight in my opinion. The thing is, to be fair, we still don't know who the starting quarterback is. It honestly could still be Tua. It could be Tua. It could be any of the three. So I don't know if I want to make three separate predictions or two. But I'm gonna hesitantly say if Tua isn't the starting quarterback, we're gonna win. Um, I'm gonna say like 17-14 or something. Yeah, I
Okay,
think
and
it,
if he
it's gonna be
is,
a
what do
big
you
job
think?
by the defense. If Tua does start, that's gonna look really bad on the medical staff, to be honest. But I'm gonna say in that case, Dolphins 24-14. I don't think the Patriots are that good, honestly. I don't rate them highly at all.
I think yeah. If Tua is able to play, I think they'll score. Yeah, around that 20. I'll say 23. And the Patriots, like you said, they really should not be trying in this game. They should be trying to get a better draft pick.
Yeah.
They need a new quarterback, but I know they will try in the game out. So I'll give them 17, 23-17. That's with Tua. Without Tua, it could probably be like an 18-15 game for Dolphins still.
Well, look, regardless with Tua or without Tua, they need to win. They need to win this game. Like
Yeah.
there is no, oh, what happens if they lose? If they lose, they're done. They're done for the season, regardless whether Tua plays or not. All
This
right.
is our
So
first playoff game. This is our first playoff
this
game.
this is make or break. All right.
Yeah.
So like we've been saying like these past four games, oh, we can beat them. Oh, we can beat them, right? Except for maybe the Bills, right? And they lost. All right. I'm really scared for this game. I'm not gonna lie to you boys, but I'm gonna say they're gonna win because they have to. They're
Yeah.
playing
Yeah.
for something on Sunday against against the Patriots, someone that they should easily beat, but they should have easily beaten the Packers. They should have
Yeah.
at least stood a chance with the 49ers, and they should have beaten the Chargers who are now in playoff contention, who are on fire for some reason, all of a sudden.
Yeah. Yeah.
They
So
they
what
need to win this game.
what do
So I'm gonna
you
say,
oh you said
regardless who's playing or not, all right, they're probably gonna score. I'm gonna say 10-17 because I don't trust the Patriots offense at all.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I definitely think it's gonna be low scoring. Regardless if Tua plays or not. I know brain injuries are completely different. It might not hinder him physically to that extent, but I think there's going to be really low scoring. I'm the least confident I've been in the Dolphins all year. I just think the Patriots are that much worse than we are, to be honest. I also think a lot of this is going to depend on Mike McDaniel because Tua, yes, has not been good in 3 of the 4 losses. But I don't think it falls entirely on him. I think Mike McDaniel hasn't been good during the losing streak, and his play calling has been really questionable on 3rd and shorts. He's been throwing on those 3rd and short situations way too much. Our run game has been good since the trade deadline, since acquiring Jeff Wilson, and he hasn't deferred to it as much as he should, in my opinion. So I'm sure he sees that. I know Mike McDaniel's a way smarter person than any Dolphins fan is, and we can see it. So I'm expecting him to fix that because a lot of this has been on him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, something happened after that 49ers game, and I think he got a little humbled by his old mentor, and he's just been doubting himself ever since, and that just cannot happen. He needs to find him. He needs to finally trust himself again that he knows what he's doing. All right, he can't be making these questionable calls, these crazy calls, just because he thinks that this team can do it. He needs to play more conservative. He needs to go back to the way he was playing the first half of the season, even when Tua was out for those 3 games. I mean, they were still losing, but at least they were playing, subpar.
He's trying to do too much, in my opinion. He's trying too hard, in my opinion. He's trying to get too smart with it, trying to really be unpredictable for defenses because people have kind of figured him out now. So yeah, I think it might just have to be back to the basics from the beginning of the season because I think he's trying to do too much at the moment, and it's expected with a rookie head coach, trying to inherit a playoff team. So yeah, I think a lot of this is gonna fall on him, and to at least rely on the run game a little more.
Yeah, I think that point you made about the run game is really important just because last game against the Packers were ranked, I think, the worst in the league at rushing yards allowed over the last 3 weeks. And so I going into this game, I thought Raheem, after the game he had last week against the Bills, was going to play much, much better. And he only gives them 8 carries. Jeffrey Wilson also did well in the carries he was given, but they only rushed 17 times as a team when they really could have controlled the game on the ground, especially when they had a lead. They just got away from it. So yeah, I think McDaniel. The criticism to him is also it's he's earned it. He hasn't it hasn't been pretty, but like you said, he's a rookie head coach. I'm sure he's gonna learn from these mistakes, and the only way he can learn is through mistakes. So hopefully he just kind of clears it up.
Mm. And hopefully we're right because at the beginning of the
Yeah,
season, we were talking about how this team is a playoff contending team. Like we were expecting so much. And now when the time matters, it just feels like, they're back to the same old offense that we're used to seeing every year. They just get a little bit better, they get our hopes up, and then choke at the end of the season.
yeah. No, this is actually the last time in my entire life I'm ever gassing a team like this, man. The Dolphins have lied to me for 3 straight years, man. So
Well, the
I'm
problem
not.
with this team is that we've just invested so many picks into this team that
Yeah,
if this team doesn't work out, there's no future for the
yeah,
Dolphins
yeah.
for a long time.
Yeah, no, I
That's what's
agree. It
most
has to be.
concerning.
It has to be this team now. I mean, if it doesn't work out this year, I don't think it's all like hope lost. There is
Yeah,
talk of Lamar Jackson. We know he grew up a Dolphins fan, but I don't want to see that. I love Lamar Jackson, honestly. I'd love to see him in a Dolphins shirt if it doesn't work out. But no, I'm gonna stick with my guy. I'm gonna stick with this team. I want to see this team be the one to succeed. So yeah, we have 2 games left. We really need these wins to get in the playoffs, and we need a good showing in the playoffs. Santi. It's the only way to turn this around, in my opinion. Making the playoffs is not enough, in my opinion. This team has set the standard too high to just be okay with the wild card finish. So yeah, I think we need a good showing in the playoffs. That's going to be the only thing that'll make all this worth it, and obviously eventually a Super Bowl.
yeah. I personally don't think this was like a championship or bust season, but at
Yeah,
one point we all agreed that they could be Super Bowl contenders, and it's just fallen so far down now that even the playoffs seems. I mean, I think we'll make it, but it's just it shouldn't have been this hard, you know.
yeah. I agree.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I don't even know what to say anymore. All I can do is watch, just watch what they do. I mean, I can talk all day and all night, but at the end of the day, I don't want to get my hopes up. I don't want to get my heart broken again. So honestly, I'm just gonna see what happens this Sunday and then just pray for the best.
Yeah, that's all we can do, man. That's all we can do.
Yep.
Mm,
Watch and pray.
watch and pray. That's the message we're sending out this episode. Just pray, bro. All right. Are we done?
Think so.
I got everything off my chest. I thought Tua wasn't gonna let his boy Jesus down on his birthday, man.
I know that was the worst Christmas gift I got was a Dolphins loss.
Man, I was
He did it. He
excited
did it.
too, bro. I
He
had
didn't let
my
him down, but he
jersey.
definitely played poorly.
I had my jersey. I had my hat. I got my Dolphin slippers on, bro. I was excited, man. And it just fell apart that fourth quarter. And anyways, bros. Thank you guys so much for watching. This was Phin Tank. It's your boy. It's Big Guapo Rodriguez.
I'm Alfredo, the leader of Two and On until he's gone.
And it's your boy Ant, and can't wait to be back in the studio, man. We're on a losing streak because we left the studio. That's why.
Yeah. Oh my, yo, for real, bro. We haven't
That's
won a game since
honestly
we left
it.
the studio.
It's us, bro. It's our fault, bro. They gotta let us back. They gotta let us back. We should be
We'll
back for the
back
Jets
soon.
game, though. So
Yeah,
hopefully, by the time we're back, we are in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And we'll see y'all next week. All right. Bye.
All right. Thank you guys for watching.